Welcome back. Well, today is Sunday. Sunday is project day. I'm in my sweatshirt, but I'm also in the living room. So we are having a project, but it's not going to be the kind of project you think. So stick around, and I'm going to talk to you all about building lamps from scratch. Before we get into building lamps from scratch, one of the things I want to do, because we've only got 9 days left in the Bonfire t-shirt campaign, is I'm going to break off here for a second and show you the t-shirts again, because when this campaign is over, the t-shirts are gone. So here you go. All right, so lamps. Now, you've seen me build lamps from scratch. But what I haven't done, and this is my bad, I should have done this at the beginning, is I haven't exactly told you how I figured out what I needed, where it came from. It came from my lamp parts box. But, what happens if you don't have a lamp parts box? Where do you get these parts from? And I know, incredible as it may seem, some of you actually do not have a lamp parts box. I know, people can be so strange. Well, right now, my lamp parts box is buried under piles of stuff in the schoolhouse because the contractors had to move everything to one side. Now, I thought there were a lot of ways I could get at that. My first thought was, I'm just going to call Jocelyn. I'm going to have her bring Juliet over. I'm going to hand that kid a flashlight, make her a box lunch, and say, go in there and don't come out till you find lamp parts. Because that kid's like a little spider monkey. She'll climb into anything. We've got pictures of her in bird cages. Like, seriously, we really do. But I don't know. It could be a little dangerous in there, and there's a lot of stuff. She could end up in there for a couple of days. I don't want anybody to call the police. So we're going to have to recreate a lamp parts box. Now, those of you who have been following Crazy Lamp Lady probably noticed that I grabbed a lovely Famille Rose vase last week when we were at Black Rose and said, oh, this is going to be a lamp. It's a very pretty piece, 15 inches. It's new, you can tell from the mark. Well, not brand new, but not antique. It's not old. Nice Famille Rose piece. It's beautiful rose canton designs with this double peony. The butterflies, these are classic Famille Rose design features. Birds, butterflies, the double peony. Great Famille Rose piece. It's going to be a great Famille Rose lamp. So now what? I have a vase. It needs to be turned into a lamp. Now, for a lot of you, that's just like, okay, and you're drawing a blank. So I thought we'd go over this and talk about everything you need, and we're just going to start. Now, I have a little piece. This is a lidless ginger jar. Again, not a particularly old piece, but nice. This is Another Famille Rose. This is the Mille-Fleur pattern, 1,000 flowers. First thing we need to turn this into a lamp is a little base. And the lamp will sit on it. As you can see, this base is for this small lamp, would never fit on the big one. But that's something we're going to have to order. Now, in the case of this, I'm going to have to drill it through the center because this is where the cord is going to come out. And you notice that the base is raised, and that is going to give me an opportunity to bring a cord out here, bend it over. I can probably feed it right through one of these little holes. And then when the lamp is sitting on a table, the cord is coming out, and it's not getting bent or twisted because there's plenty of room in here to bring the cord through and just, bend it without breaking it or twisting it up. Get it through. So we need a stand. Otherwise, where's the cord? I'd have to drill through the side to get the cord to come out. And then I'm not even sure how I would affix the rod. So anyway, that is our first step, a little base. So we measure this, and I have measured, this is 4 1/4. So I can go 4 1/4 across. I can go up to about 4 1/2 on the base. And when I'm looking for the base, notice there's a little ridge around the end, just a little raised area. It's the area in between from here to here, not including this. That area is what needs to be 4 1/4. And as I say, I can go up to 4 1/2. It's large, an extra 1/4 of an inch is not going to be a big deal. An extra 1/2 inch will be, and that will look funny. So we want to kind of keep it tight. So that's what I'm looking for. I will go on eBay and I will look up Asian stands. Those are the 2 words I'm going to put in the search engine, Asian stands. I'm going to see what I come up with. And invariably, that's where I got this one, and that's how I got it. I got this some months ago because I've been planning that lamp for a while. In all likelihood, I will pay more for the stand than I pay for the lamp. That's just the way it is. So I've reconciled myself to it. I wish I could figure out how to make these little buggers. That would save me a lot of money. Don't get into mischief. But I haven't. Most expensive part. The good news is you can often find these used or in lots where you get 3 or 4 of them, and you get one and you just find that you'll use the others over time. You can get good prices. Yes, dear, I know. So that will be number 1, stand, eBay. The rest is going to come from a lamp parts supply company. I use Grand Brass. They're online, grandbrass.com. They have good prices, quick shipping, and they have everything, just everything. So, yeah, I know, you're right here. I can see that you're right here. I'm very impressed with it. All right. I have an order that I placed with Grand Brass, and very nice. When they do the order, they let you print it out, and can you see they even have little pictures of the items you ordered. So when I put my order together, I started at the bottom and worked my way up. Starting at the bottom, I'm going to need some nuts. Just little nuts like you would screw on the end of a bolt. In this case, they're going to be screwed on the end of a threaded rod because that's going to be at the very bottom of my lamp. So I made sure I ordered some nuts, and I believe I ordered some plain, yes I did, unfinished steel light-duty hex head nuts. And I ordered 20 of them because you can never have too many nuts. Oh, and because they're 4 cents a piece. So, it's not even $1's worth. So nuts. Next thing is that rod. Remember, we have a rod going through the lamp. It's going to hold the cord. It's going to go through the bottom, be affixed there, and then go right up to the socket at the top. So we need our rod. And where is our, oh, here we go. Unfinished steel, 1/8 IPS running thread, 36 inches. All right, now that requires some explanation. My lamp is 15 inches. I want an extra 5 inches. I want 1 extra inch for the bottom because it has to go through the base of the lamp, go through the stand, and enough of it has to be sticking out so that I can twist that nut on to hold it in place. So I need an extra inch on the bottom, and then I want about 4 inches on the top, because once it comes out, I'm going to put some little decorative couplings on, and you've seen me do that, just twist some decorative couplings until I've made something that looks kind of attractive. And I want that extra 5 inches. Now, I may end up cutting some of that off. I may decide I really only need 4 inches or 3.5, but I want the 5 inches so that I'll have it. So I need a 15-inch lamp. I need 20 inches of threaded pipe. But after about 9 or 10 inches, you don't get it in pre-cut increments. So I needed to get a 3-foot section. By the way, I could have also gotten a 6-foot section if I had been building a floor lamp, which is definitely something to consider. So I got a 3-foot length of pipe. Actually, I got 2 because I have another lamp of about this size that I'm making. Might as well order the parts for it. That way I don't have to pay extra shipping. So when that comes in, it's going to be 3 feet long, and I'm going to cut myself off a chunk of about 20 inches to start, and that's what I'm going to begin working with. The way I will cut this is with the wheel cutter bit on my Dremel, just bang right through, and it's very quick, very easy. You can cut it with a hacksaw. I'm sure there are heavier tools you can use, but for me, the Dremel is just as easy, and it's a lot easier than doing it manually with the hacksaw. Now, I said we needed 1/8 inch IPS pipe. Okay, well, I'm sorry, I said 1/8 IPS. That's not it because it's not inch. It's 1/8. That stands for iron pipe size, which is something that nobody's used since like the Second World War. At least that's what they tell me. And the pipe is not 1/8 of an inch. It's actually 3/8 of an inch from end to end. The outside dimensions, the diameter of the pipe is 3/8 of an inch. And that's standard threaded rod for a lamp. You go take a lamp apart, you pull that rod out, and it's going to be 3/8 of an inch in diameter. You just take your little ruler and measure it. So why is it 1/8 IPS? Well, here's the thing. I have absolutely no idea. I don't know anybody who does know either, because it's a completely antiquated system of measurement. I do not know what that, it's not inches, I know that, because remember, it's 3/8 of an inch, not 1/8. Your guess is as good as mine. When you are getting your threaded rod, you are getting 1/8 IPS. Memorize it, write it down, or come back to this video, because all I can tell you is that's what it's called. Like your neighbor's called Fred. Just, who knows? His mother was in a Fred mood the day he was born, and somebody was in a 1/8 IPS mood when they put these sizing conventions together. But that's one of those, it is what it is. You just have to deal with it. So when I cut that rod down, stick it through my lamp. Now, we're going to have a stand on the bottom. We're going to have a nut, and I've ordered the nut. We're going to have the rod. I've got the rod ordered. I'm going to cut that rod down, run it through, and then there's going to be a rod poking up here, which is great, except we have to cover this off. And we're going to cover this off with what they call a Vaz Cap. And a Vaz Cap is just a little piece of brass. It's round, sort of conical, not unlike a little coolie hat, a little teeny tiny coolie hat that fits in. And it will sort of, because it's conical, it'll sort of come up a little here, and it'll be decorative. And our little Vaz Cap, I've ordered 3 of them, because remember, I have another large lamp, and this little guy needs a little Vaz Cap too. And let me see what size. Okay. The 1 7/8 inch, which is for this little guy, was $1.80. It's not very expensive at all. The 4 inch, which is for this guy, was $3.30. And the 4 1/4, which is for the other lamp, was $3.40. The Vaz Cap on this lamp is going to go over this. It's just going to fit on top of it like a little hat. So, and it's my good fortune that this is very small, because when the pieces are very small, they size them by 1/8 of an inch. So you can get 1 inch, 1 1/8, 1 1/4, 1 3/8, etc., 1 7/8. By the time you get up to this size, not so much. So I'm lucky that we're going to be able to deal with 4 inches. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I should have mentioned, this little guy is going to have a Vaz Cap that goes over the top. This one is going to be inset. It's going to be set in here. It's not going around the edge, because we have a very pretty decorative edge. It's got gilding on it. We want to show that off. So I'm going to drop it inside. So that's the next thing, our Vaz Cap. Our rod comes through. We've got our Vaz Cap sort of sticking on the end. And then we need to hold the Vaz Cap in place. And we're going to do that with couplings. That's how I do it. Different people do this differently. I like decorative couplings. They are like nuts. They're threaded on the inside, and you just twist them onto your rod. And they come in pretty and interesting shapes, and you could just put them together in different configurations. And, oh, this is pretty. I like the way these look together. And you can build it up as high as you want to. And I like that. I like the fact that I can take several little pieces and build it up however high I want it. So, couplings, and boy, did I go crazy on couplings, because I like them, and I usually keep extras in my lamp parts box. And in fact, because I had taken some out before the schoolhouse disaster, I have my couplings with me. We have bell couplings. We have, let's see, that's some other threaded coupling, very nice. We threw those in too. The bell couplings are 60 cents each, and the other decorative couplings are 50 cents each, because they're not quite as decorative. So then when we get up, the next thing we need is our socket. It's going to hold our bulb. So I chose, what did I choose? I chose a Leviton polished brass E26. E26 is standard light bulb size. That's another one. You just have to remember it. E26 is light bulb size, ordinary light bulb size. When you go down to smaller sizes, candelabra sizes, you get to sizes like E12 and E14, but E26 is standard light bulb size. Now, I chose a pull chain socket with the 1/8 IPS thread, remember, because we have to put it on that 1/8 IPS rod that is not 1/8 of an inch, it's actually 3/8 of an inch. That's how we deal with it. And that was $6.15 because I like a pull chain on a large lamp or a twist button if it's a three-way lamp. I don't like the push-through sockets, not on large lamps. And the reason for that is usually when you're operating one of those push-through lights, you have a tendency to grab onto the lamp. It's fine when it's a small lamp, you can easily hold it with one hand. This will have a push-through socket because it's small. And when you grab that socket, if you upset the lamp, if you knock it over, you've got your hand right on it. You catch it, you right it. But if you happen to do that on a lamp this size, one hand, no, you could have a problem. So I'd rather a pull chain. I do not like a pull chain on a lamp this size because it's too easy to pull the whole lamp over. So I think those are things that just depend on the size of the lamp. Large lamps have the turnkey or the pull chain. Small lamps, push through is fine. Yes, I know, you're back. So that is the socket I got. Now, before I install the socket onto my threaded rod, I need one more little thing, and that is a lamp harp saddle. And that's the little piece of metal that holds the lamp harp in place. And of course, I've ordered that too. Where is my lamp harp saddle? Oh, here we go. Lamp harp saddle. Actually, I ordered 6 of them because they're 25 cents each. And I actually don't have any of those currently in my lamp parts box. So I'm sort of refilling a little. Why not? They're a quarter. And those are heavy duty ones too. So put my rod in, lamp, Vaz Cap, little couplings to secure it and make it look decorative. Drop the saddle, then I screw my socket on. The socket I ordered has a set screw. And so when I screw it on, there's a little tiny screw that goes in and grabs right onto that threaded rod, and you just tighten that right up so it doesn't go anywhere. And by the way, I'm going to show you how we're going to make all this. But for this video, I just wanted to tell you what I am ordering, where I'm getting it from, and how much it costs. And that's just because we've never done that before. And this is something that I thought might be interesting to you if you want to order your own. So now you know what you're ordering. Now let's go back over this very quickly because you are not going to need, well, maybe you will need 6 lamp harp saddles. I don't know. Maybe you want to build a lot of lamps. For one lamp, you will want your lamp harp saddle, which is a quarter. You will want some couplings. Let's just say you want 4 couplings at approximately 50 cents a piece. So that's $2 and, of course, 25 cents because you have your little lamp harp saddle. The nuts were 4 cents. We're not going to worry about those right now. Your cap. Well, the base cap for this was $1.80, and for the larger lamp, it was $3.40. So I'm just going to say it's approximately $3. So $3. The rod. 36-inch unfinished steel, 1/8 IPS threaded rod, $1.75. And the socket was $6.15. That's the expensive part. Oh, and the other thing I forgot. 10-foot transparent silver wire with polarized plug. $2.60. So you can see how little this cost. A little over $10 for all of my parts. Oh, I should mention, the reason I am choosing, I have a specific reason for choosing the transparent silver cord. not just because I think it will blend in more readily to the background, but because transparent silver-colored cords are new on the market. When I put these lamps together, in the future, let's say 50 years from now, it's 2070, somebody gets their hands on these lamps, I have gone off to that great lamp building palace in the sky, not around to tell them what happened. They will see that cord, and they're going to do the same thing I do when I see an old lamp. Look at the cord to judge the age. And they're going to know that that lamp was probably not wired prior to around 2020, because that particular style of cord has only become available in the last couple of years. So they're going to know it wasn't done in the 90s. It wasn't even done in the first decade of the 21st century. This is sort of post 2015. And that's going to tell them something about the age of the wiring. I do that all the time when I look at something. How old is it? Well, so that's my way of just ensuring that a future generation is going to know how old this piece is. But the fact is that it doesn't really make any difference. You can get any kind of cord you want. I've often gotten cloth-covered cords if I want something to really look retro. Sometimes I'll go with a brown cord because that was popular through most of the 20th century. In this case, we're going with a silvery cord. So we're going to have a good time with that. So, total cost here, as I say, a little over $10 for parts. My total cost was $41.65 for the parts, and then $10.55 for shipping. So we are at $52.20 total. And that's because I ordered a lot of things, because my lamp parts box is hiding somewhere. I don't know when I'm going to see it again. So I'm getting a lot of couplings, and I'm getting a lot of little shade reducers that I use to make finials. And I'm just getting my stuff. Frankly, I'm pretty much creating a new lamp parts box. But I'm also doing 3 different lamps. 2 of them are very large. But this is why I say, because even though $10 is probably not that big a deal, you can get the full works for a lamp for under $20, including shipping. So I've just given you the prices. You can see how inexpensive it is. On the other hand, if you go to Goodwill and you get a modern lamp with new wiring, and remember, you want new wiring, you want that polarized plug, you can get all your wiring and lamp bits for like $3. So that's how I do it when I can. But in this case, it's probably just as well that I am getting new parts, because at 15 inches, this is a tall lamp. And I might not be able to be so choosy going into a Goodwill. I have a lot of the parts I need for this lamp because it's small, and it's always easier to cut things down. So I can do it on a lamp like this. This one, well, like I say, it's just not that expensive. My total is high because in addition to parts for 3 lamps, as I say, I'm filling out a lamp box too. So that was my lamp ordering. When you go to a place like Grand Brass, start ordering parts, the magic numbers are 1/8 IPS. You have to remember that, because that is the dimension of the rod you are using, and everything has to fit. Remember, the socket said 1/8 IPS as well, and all of your nuts will say 1/8 IPS, so you're going to want all of that to match up. You'll have to either, like I say, write it down, memorize it, or just come back to the video. It's not like the video's going anywhere. I promise I will leave it up for a long time, so you will be able to come back to it. But the order just went in. If all goes well, next week we will be unboxing our lamp parts order and actually making this lamp, because the company Grand Brass, they are fast shippers. They got my order today. I expect to have my lamp parts by Tuesday. That's how quickly they ship. I'm really, really good about that. So I like doing business with them. All right. One more thing before we go, and that's a giveaway. So how about we do a giveaway? Remember Dinky Loves the soap? Here, there's their card. Dinky Loves. Let's see it. Do you remember this? It was sort of like a, I don't know, it looks like an ice cream sundae. I'm not sure what that is. Just delightful peach and green soap. And what we have here is, let's see, Royal Worcester, England soap dish. And this is going to be our giveaway, the soap and the soap dish. Our dish is a nice, pretty blue and green. And I don't recall where I picked it up, but it's a nice vintage piece, English bone china, Dinky Loves soap, and that's our giveaway for today. So if you want it, thank you, Dinky. Just put that in the comments. Okay, you all have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.